Okay, so I had to change cameras because my webcam is tripping. So oh yeah, 'cause that's where I was at. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and tell him, right? So I told him the whole thing, whatever, and then like the whole thing, and his a little bit more in detail and some more depth, kind of just explaining a lot of different stuff. But you guys were more the condensed, kind of down to the nitty gritty version of it. But I told him, and he was just like, wow, basically he was, because I'm not trying to, that's our conversation, but basically was kind of, comforted me and let me know that, we all go through our situations, and that, it's very bold of me to go ahead and share it, because what happened was I had shared it with him, and then I was like, okay, I need to, because my family had no idea, like even my household family had no idea, and so I wanted to find a way to share it with them. And I'm very creative. My outlet usually emotionally is through my creativity, and so I write poetry. And so I kind of told him to kind of get it off my chest, and then I wrote a poem about it, and then I shared the poem with my family, and we all talked about it, whatever, it was cool, with no big issues. Shared it with my church, whatever. Nobody judged me or nothing like that, and so I kind of felt a lot better about it, and in knowing that, he real life, like God seriously delivered me from that stuff. Like, no way in the world on my own would I have ever willingly given up the things I was struggling with. Like, stuff is crazy, because it's like, in it, you feel like, oh, everything's cool, everything's honky-donkey, honky-dory, I mean, ain't no issues, ain't no problems, you just do what you do, keep it pushing, it ain't nobody's business kind of thing. And it's not until you're out of it that when you look back at it, you realize, like, man, I was real life tripping. Like, I was not living life, I was cooped up in a room, you know what I'm saying, like, real life, like, just in a room all the time, staring at that for hours on end, like hours. Okay, this isn't like, oh, I watched one and got my fix for the day. Nah, like, I'm talking hours upon hours upon hours, like from day to night, sometimes like on weekends when I didn't have school and stuff like that, from day to night. Be sitting in my room starving. You know what I'm saying? It's bad when you deprive yourself of those necessity things like water and food. Okay? Like that. Like, it was like that. And it's like, I'm just like, what the world was I thinking about? And then when I gave my life to God, it's like He opened my eyes up. He helped me realize the issues, because I didn't see no issues with it. I kept it a secret because embarrassment, of course, but nothing so severely wrong that, you know what I'm saying, like, it was so bad to the point where I just needed to stop. It wasn't until I started praying and really talking to God and learning about His word and what He wants for us in life that I realized that the things I was going through, I could not overcome on my own. And so I just gave it to God. And He real life just, it's crazy, because like, first thing that I was delivered from was the pornography. That was the first thing I was delivered from. Still dealing with the other two. And that one really kind of just fell off. Like, I really just woke up one day and did not have the desire, did not have the urge to watch, did not care to watch, really just woke up and deleted it, because, I had like saved stuff on my laptop and stuff, like deleted all the videos. I had an MP3, this isn't it, but I had like an MP3 player that I put stuff on, so that like when I was out and about in public, like when I had the urge, I would just listen to it, because I could save video files and stuff like that onto my MP3, deleted that stuff off, just a lot of things that I had just deleted. And so I was delivered from that first. And then, you know, the real struggle for me to really get over was the masturbation, because I was so caught up in it. Like, it was really just something that I was really holding on to, even in still going to church. I would go to church and I would come home and do that. And I remember sometimes I used to pray and I'd be like kind of on the fence about it, not really sure if it was even something wrong anyway. I just be like, well, Lord, you know, in case it is wrong, forgive me, and then go on and do it as a kind of as like a backup prayer just in case, but not really realizing that what I was doing was indeed wrong. And so was doing that kind of thing. And I remember one night I was laying in my bed and I had the urge to, and I said to myself, I said, you know what, no, I don't want to. Like, my body wanted to, but I didn't want to mentally. And so what I did is I grabbed this Bible. This is my Bible. I grabbed it and I held on to it. And I held on to that bad boy until the urge left. And ever since that day, I never, ever have I ever gone back to it. Never had the urge to. You see what I'm saying? Like, and even when I had those nights where I kind of just self-consciously it was like a habit. It was weird. Like, I kind of self-consciously wanted to. I started sleeping with my Bible. Like, I literally sleep with it like a teddy bear. I don't, at night, every night since that night, I've slept with my Bible. Just as a precaution, just to make sure I don't go back. It's like my safety net. I sleep a lot better. Because I used to do it sometimes really to fall asleep because I couldn't sleep. But I sleep with my Bible like a teddy bear. I really do. And I'm not afraid to say that. I kiss my Bible. I love my Bible. I hug my Bible. And, you know, I really look at my Bible as a symbolic representation, as if I am literally holding God. And so when I sleep with it, it's a reassurance that I would never do that kind of thing in his presence, even though I kind of did. Like I wouldn't do it with him right there next to me, kind of thing. And so this is kind of like my safety net. And then in between that, I got delivered from the kleptomania of my life, which was really interesting part of my life, because like I was real life klepto. Like, I'm not even like exaggerating. Like, you know, I know the definition of klepto is kind of like you steal things on an impulse. Like, you really just, you don't have anything to gain from it. You just take it because you know you can, and you get some kind of false satisfaction that you've been successful in taking it. Because the crazy part is, the first time I stole, I got caught. And you think the first time, by me getting caught, it would have deterred me from doing it again. But if anything, from that point on, I never got caught again. And I got to a point where I was, you know, just taking stupid stuff. Like, I would see a pen on a student's desk, and I know it's not my pen. I know it belongs to that student. Had my own pen. Didn't need a pen. Had no desire for the pen. Just seen it sitting there, and I just like, and I take it. Just to take it. I would take stuff and chuck it in fields and give it to people. Didn't even want it. Just take it just to be taking it. And it was just crazy. You know, yeah. You know, I think back on that part of my life, and I really just see how messed up I was. Like, I really, when you understand the deeper meaning of living life and living it that much more abundantly, when you accept God into your life, you realize that when you look back on those things that you thought was living, you realize, like, man, like, I really thought that was life. Like, I live life so freely now, so much better. I'm much healthier now, too, because, you know, back then I used to be really heavy. And I'm not saying because, you know, that had anything to do with it, but I just have a healthier lifestyle about myself. I carry myself in a new way. I am a new creation. And I have God to thank for that, like, real talk. He changed me from the inside out. And yeah. And so this year, I had got my purity ring. I don't know if y'all can see it. I think you can. There'll be pictures of it up close. But I have a purity ring. And with this ring, I got it blessed. Or I didn't get it blessed, but I had like a special ceremony at my church. Something small, you know. Just to kind of proclaim in front of everybody, in front of witnesses, that I have made this vow, this promise to God, to save myself for marriage. Because even during all that time, it's amazing how even in your darkness, even in your mess, he'll still keep you. Because when you think about it, if he wasn't keeping me in all of that, ain't no way in the world. Let me tell you, ain't no way in the world I should be a virgin right now. Like, real talk. But I am. And he kept me in that respect. He really did. Like, real talk. That's a whole nother video, a whole nother something. But, you know, he kept me in that. And I thank him. And so with that, I promise to keep that until I'm married. And what better way to do that than to symbolize it out loud, blam, with my ring. I just pray that my story has helped you guys out. If there's anybody who comes across this video who's dealing with the same thing, just know that if he can deliver me from what I was going through, he can definitely deliver you. No matter what you're going through, no matter how much worse it is than mine, if you really feel that way, he can deliver from anything. Because always know this, God is able. He can do any and everything that we feel we can't do, because he has control over it all, plain and simple. And ladies and gents alike, two things I want to say. First, to the people who are fortunate enough to still have their virginity, I encourage you, if you aren't a believer, if you're not a believer, I encourage you to become a believer. Believe in him. He is real, period. But I encourage you to get one of these. Get a purity ring, because it's a great way to kind of remind you of your worth. It just, you know, it's just a beautiful thing to kind of have. So I encourage you to get one of these. To you guys who have indeed lost your virginity, it's not too late to get one of these. And I'll tell you why. When you accept God in your life, you become what I call a new creation. And he calls it that too. You become a new creation. Sorry if I'm kind of looking over here, because I have my things set up over here and I'm just making sure that everything's set up. So if I'm like geared looking over to the side talking, please forgive me for that, because I subconsciously am looking just to make sure everything's lined up. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You're a new creation. And you can vow from this point on that you will not no longer ever engage in any more sexual activity until you are indeed married. And by getting this ring, this will let you know, this will remind you that, you know, I'm worth something. And he needs to replace the ring already on my finger with a wedding ring before he can get anything that is of my body. You know, my friend, the same guy I had told my testimony to, he kind of made a joke. And you know, that joke, while it was a joke, it truly sat with me in a special way, because on the day that I got my ring and I blessed, he said, "Oh man," he said, "you married to Christ, right?" And I was just like, I told him to shut up, but but I thought about it, and I was like, wow, like, I don't even know if he realized the profound statement he made, like, I'm married to God. And I take that seriously. Like, with this ring, I'm married to God. And by sleeping with somebody, I would be committing adultery against God. Like, that's something I don't think anybody should mess with. Like, you don't do things like that to God, like, because he will. Let me tell you something. God is beautiful and he is merciful, okay? But he is very slow to anger. But he does anger. And I wouldn't want to. And so that also is a very good encouragement of mine, that when my husband comes along and he takes this ring off and replaces it with a wedding ring, that I am now both his and Christ's husband, and so I wouldn't be committing adultery. against God. Yeah. I want to say that I am indeed very excited that I do have this ring. And I'm just excited for the rest of my life, really. Yeah. So I just want to encourage you people out there, anybody who I have encouraged with my testimony, that you take your time. You take your time and you allow God to change and mold you and grow you and deliver you. Because it's only until you allow Him into your heart that He will truly, like, really notably move in your life. Because He's moving already. He's moving already because you're watching this video. He's moving. But He could really take off if you properly allow Him to. Stop fighting Him. Just let Him into your life. Let Him into your heart. And let Him do what He do. That's all I can really say about it, you know? Yeah. I don't want to go. I kind of just want to talk to you guys and talk, but I do need to start ending this video because it's getting to be pretty long. Hopefully it won't. I don't want it to be a two-part. Hopefully I can fit it all into a one part, because I know the chances of somebody watching a full two-part video are very slim, and I don't want that for this video. So that said, bye loves. I love you so much. Each and every one of you. I really do. I appreciate my subscribers. I may not never see y'all. I may not even know who you are. I may not even know your name. But I do appreciate each and every last one of you. I really do. Like, you don't even know. When I started off with 2, I was juiced. Now I'm like a few 20 whatever so from 200. And I'm still just as excited as that first 2 as I am about this 200. To be soon. And so yeah. I really don't want to leave y'all. Because this is a very sentimental video. And I gotta feel like y'all are gonna walk away from this new, changed, and inspired, encouraged, strengthened, and educated. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off now. I don't want to go away. Bye. I love y'all so much, and know that God loves you too.